welcome to this Pilates matwork session where today we're using the pole. You could use anything as a substitute if you don't have the same pole as me, for example a broomstick handle or a mop handle, or maybe a bamboo stick from the garden, anything that's long and fairly light to hold. So let's begin. Let's have a little bit of space between the feet as you stand tall in this position. As you press down through the feet, think of that length up through the spine, out through the crown of your head. We're going to hold the pole a little further out from the body, well, the arms further out from the body I should say, and the pole is just resting on the legs maybe to begin with. The knee is soft and loose in this position, try not to lock them. The pelvis in its upright position, the spine has its natural curves as it lengthens upwards, and your shoulders nice and relaxed in this position. Trying to maintain the position of the head, the chin will stay parallel to the mat. Now the pole is going to work really nicely for us today to help us to maintain good shoulder alignment. So what we want to do is try and keep the pole always level to the floor as we work with it. So let's start with these pole raises. We take a breath in to prepare, and as you breathe out, the arms float forwards and upwards towards the ceiling. Then you breathe in, bending the elbows, the pole comes just in front of the head. Breathe out, reach back up, and breathe in to release. So the arms float to the ceiling, the elbows bend, the pole lowers towards your head, reach back up, and then release back down to your sides. We'll do 3 more here. When we are moving the arms, particularly upwards and downwards, we want to keep that lovely rib to hip connection, so maintaining a strong center. Good, we just do 1 more here, and then we're going to change just really where we send the pole next. So after this set, what we're going to do is take the pole behind the head this time. So the arms come all the way up, they come slightly further back, and then as you bend the elbows, the pole comes behind the head. Reach back to the ceiling and come back to your front. So we're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. The challenge is to not let the head duck forwards, so keep that good alignment through the neck all the time. The pole could come right back towards the shoulders if that feels okay for your body, but try not to lose the alignment of the upper body and the head. So just 1 last one here. And as you finish there, hopefully the shoulders feel lovely and wide, awake, and ready for the next challenge. We'll bring the arms a little closer to the body now, just shoulder width apart, and we're going to come into some Pilates squats here. So legs still in the same position as before. As we bend the knees, they will track the toes. You're hinging at the hips, so your spine comes forwards, but it stays straight. Maintaining that position, we float the arms upwards, and then release back down and straighten the legs. Breathing into the squat. Breathe out to lift the arms, breathe in to lower the arms, breathe out to come out of the squat. So maintaining that really nice stillness through the body as the arms move. So you've got a strong center, nice fold in the hips, the knees, the ankles. Breathing into the squat, breathe out to lift the arms, breathe in to lower, breathe out to come back up. So nice workout for the legs as well as for the abdominals, holding the spine nice and strong. And then the back extensor muscles are working to help us to lift the arms into that arm float position. We do 1 more set of these. As you come out this last time, if you need to give the shoulders a little circle or a shrug, same with the legs, can have a little shake out. We're going to come into plies next. So the legs are going to glue together, but then they rotate out inside the hips. So the thigh bones turn inside the hips. Bring your feet into your Pilates stance position. So now the feet have come into a small V shape, the heels connected together. Roughly a fist could slot in between your big toes, so it's not too wide. In this position we should feel a nice sense of tone around the pelvis, so the bottom muscles engage, the inner thigh muscles drawing together, that lift, or really from the floor, from the heels and the big toes, all the way up through the pelvic floor, through the spine, out through the top of the head. We're going to bring the arms just slightly away from the body, just very slightly to begin with. And then we start with the rise of the heels. So when you're ready, we're going to lift both heels, keeping the legs glued together, and maybe add in an arm float to shoulder height. Lower the heels, lower the arms, and softly bend the knees. Draw the legs together, feel that connection through the bottom muscles, the inner thighs. Lift your heels, lift your arms. Release the heels, release the arms. So remember, we're trying to keep that pole nice and level to the floor. We're using our deep centering to help us to keep our balance. So think of that connection from the big toes into the floor, all the way up through the spine. The legs really active to press up, and then softening, relaxing to fold into the plie. When we do the heel lift, try to keep the heels connected if you can. When you bend the knees, the heels are still connected but pressing down into the floor. Good. We do one more set to finish. And as you come back to your starting position, let's just bring the toes back together. So the feet are reconnected, but still connected through the legs. We're going to come into an exercise to challenge our balance, and we're going to add in a little waist twist to this movement as well. So we'll start off with our standing on one leg exercise. So we're going to bring the arms again just slightly away from the body. You can hold the pole with your fists or nice long fingers. And we start off by floating the right heel off the mat, and then picking up the toes and balancing on the left leg as you stand on that leg. Then we're going to bring your arms a little higher, and your challenge here is to not only balance on that left leg, but to add a little rotation of your upper body to the right, and then coming back to the center. Trying to keep that right knee pointing forwards as your upper body rotates to the right. We do 2 more sets at the most. A really challenging little exercise this, to not fall over. Just let the breath come and go, but use that deep connection through your center. Last one to the right. Again, keeping the pole parallel to the floor. When you finish there, relax the arms, shake out the left leg if you need to. And then again, reconnect the legs. Arms come just slightly away from the body, and then that left leg comes into a knee fold position. Once you've found your balance, remember you're soft in that right knee, pressing down through the toes. Lift the arms a little higher, although they stay below shoulder height, and it's a small rotation to the left this time, and then coming back. Breathing out for the twist, breathing in to return. Your gaze will follow the pole. You're looking really to the space between the hands on the pole, or maybe you're looking beyond the pole. That helps you to balance more easily. I think we've done the 4, so when you have, relax the arms, shake out the right leg, and you've evened up. Let's now step the feet a little further apart again and take the pole behind the back. We're going to do some roll downs here. So the pole will really just slide down the back of the legs. The arms aren't doing anything other than holding the pole. So try to keep them really, really relaxed. We're going to, as always, have a nice strong center, but the further down we roll, the stronger that support needs to be. So really think of lifting up from underneath, drawing in through the spine. But that'll intensify as you go further down. I'll show you one from the front and then the rest from the side. So let's keep the arms fairly close to the body, nice and relaxed through the shoulders, softening the knees and taking a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, it's a little nod of the chin to the chest, and then the spine starts to curl forwards. Take as many breaths as you need. So the head, neck, upper back start to come forwards, then the mid-back and slowly the lower back, bone by bone. The pelvis stays as upright as possible for as long as possible. The pole continues to slide down the legs. Eventually the pelvis may tip forward slightly on top of the legs, taking a deep breath in at the bottom, breathing out as you come back up. Strong through the tummy to help lift you from the front, the back of the body grounding us. Until eventually you're standing tall through the body, lifting up through the head. So I'll show you that from the side. I'm going to do 3 more sets, taking a breath in to prepare, breathing out to come down. And as I say, as many breaths as you need. You could make it one flowing movement, or a few breaths to help you to move more slowly, more sequentially, more gently. Breath in at the bottom and breathing out as you come back up. Again, as many breaths as you need to rebuild through the spine. Feel that length through the back of the body, perhaps feeling a little hamstring stretch and even a full leg stretch the further down you go. As always, the goal isn't to touch the floor, but it is to mobilize the spine. And we finish one final set. Hopefully feeling a bit more lengthened and relaxed in the back muscles. And that lovely strength at the front. When you eventually get to the top, we're going to keep the pole behind our backs and finish off with our standing dart. This is really lovely for opening the chest and getting length through the front of the body, whereas the previous exercise was that length at the back. So we're going to hold the pole still that same distance away from the body, under the shoulders. Nice and relaxed through the shoulders, soft in the knees. And again, we want to keep that support through the front of the body. We start by sending the arms slightly downwards and backwards, just as far as you feel comfortable through the shoulders, widening the collarbones. Take a breath in here as you turn your head to the right and all the way over to the left. Center your head and relax the arms, breathing out. Breathe in to prepare the body. Breathe out, arms go down and back. This time the head turns to the left first. And then all the way over to the right. Back to the center, relax the arms, and we begin again. So I'm going to do a few more sets here. The arms reaching down and back, keeping them back, widening across the chest. The head turns from side to side. Again, we're still trying to keep the pole nice and level to the floor, your chin level to the floor as well. Let's do 2 last sets. Using that breath to expand the chest. The out breath to engage the center. And when you finish this set, relax the arms, maybe bring the pole back in front, and just give the shoulders a little circle or a shrug to release tension. And we finished our warm-up. So let's move down onto the mat now. I'll see you there for part 2. Well done.